You're right. I'm the psychology man, so buckle up.
And the
Psychology
modest
lesson.
one.
I'm the modest one. Yeah, exactly. So there's hundreds of different biases, right? And these are just built in. These are baked in. You're not meeting
Mm,
people that don't have these. They just
mm,
exist on a spectrum. Okay. So the two ones that jump out as the why behind why you put the objections first. The first one is the negative bias, right? So the human amygdala, which is the bit that looks after the emotions, is wired 60 to 80% in favor of negative information. And like, why is that? Well, the reason behind that is like if I saw a tree and I was in a tribe, is it safer to think it's a tree or a lion? I'll assume everything's a lion. It's safer that way. My brain's
hmm
designed to keep me safe. Yeah. So if you're sat there and you're thinking, well, I'm not very negatively wired, guarantee you're walking around if you're in the UK saying the weather's shit, it was warm last week, it's too warm this week, this office is too cold, all day, your brain's in a little spiral of slightly negative compensation. So my brain is actively seeking negative information to keep me safe. So I jump on a call with a salesperson, with a wolf or a shark, someone looking to scavenge and eat from me. What I'm thinking with my negative bias is this person's going to be very expensive. They're not going to understand my business and potentially going to waste my time. I'm
hmm
putting them in with all my negative experiences. So the refreshing thing there to do is put all that on the table for them and say, look, let's let all that out of the cage. Here's all the negative things that could potentially happen as part of this call, the reasons why you might not want to work with me.
mm,
Okay, well now I've eased that part of the brain. The other part, and this is going to come up with salespeople a lot, is there's a bias called reactants. Reactants is when I feel like I'm being persuaded, I want to go the other way. So when you're a kid and you're walking along and there's a sign that says "Don't touch the grass," what's the first thing you want to do?
I won't touch it.
You want to touch the grass. Exactly, exactly. And that's not a drugs analogy, by the way. Um, but that is all baked in, right? So if I feel like I'm going to be persuaded, and you can't actually persuade anyone of anything, you can only make them think. So that reactance bias stops me from being persuaded. It's another one that keeps me safe. So by
Mm,
actually pushing you away and telling you the reasons not to do it, gives you room to either say, yeah, that confirms all the reasons why I didn't want to do it, or it starts that ball rolling of the prospects starting to persuade themselves. So that's the why behind it, those two things. And yeah, you're right.